Welcome back to The Cabin Podcast. I'm Andrea Belkey.
And I'm Megan Christian.
The Cabin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Counties Association and the WCA Group Health Trust. And today we are diving into some roadside attractions, some day trips for the fall, and we have, I think, the best person for the job, right, Megan?
100%. We have Eric back in the cabin. How's it going, Eric?
Good. Time's flying.
I know, right?
The summer just went whew.
I know.
I know.
So we're in the heart of fall now.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a good summer?
I did. I don't remember most of it because it went so fast. I went to a Def Leppard concert at Summerfest, and I think there were some fireworks sometime in July, and now it's October.
Yeah,
So,
here we are.
Here we go.
Know.
Are you a fall guy? Do you like the autumn?
You know, I do. I just don't like what follows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like summer because you still have fall to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, winter just gets, and it's not, the more you learn to do winter things outside, the more it's tolerable and likable around here. But I prefer, I'm summer first, fall second.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Yeah, I love fall. It's my favorite season. So this is just...
I'm embracing fall. I agree with you. Sometimes it feels a little ominous. It's like, I know what's next.
I think
and
the
when's
days,
it gonna come?
Yeah, when you move your clocks back in November, that's the part that it really hits you because suddenly it's dark at 4:40.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely, that is my least favorite part. And it's overcast a lot of days in the winter. But I think a lot of these roadside attractions are great for fall.
Well, and
leading into winter.
Yeah, and already, I mean, driving around, I'm seeing the colors change. It's very beautiful. And you are all about road trips. You're all about
'em.
going throughout the state. So when I talked to you about this topic, you actually had some really great ideas planned out that you wanted to bring to the cabin.
Yeah, a couple, and I'll do a couple of just two road trip ideas that I came up with actually while out running, trying to be smaller in time for the holidays. So one of them I thought of, and I had done this in fall previously, which is why I want to recommend it now. I was calling it like the high points in the center of it all road trip, essentially. And say it's a loop or a variant of it. If you start in Wausau, you got to go to Rib Mountain, right? For a long time, everybody thought it was the highest point in Wisconsin, and it's close.
Isn't it third or fourth?
It's in the top 5.
Okay. Yeah.
And, you know, Granite Peak ski area is up there. You get all the beautiful views. You go up to the top of that, you can see downtown Wausau. And there's a couple of taller buildings in Wausau. It looks really cool. And it's gorgeous, especially in fall with the fall colors. So if you go up there, Rib Mountain State Park, it's a beautiful place. Then you come down, if you shoot up 51 and you go past Wausau, you can go into Merrill if you want. It's a cool little town, beautiful courthouse. Go up into Tomahawk, and you can go on the highway, which is current US 51, or follow County K and Highway 107, which were the older roads that wind along the Wisconsin River and everything. Beautiful views there. Tomahawk's pretty cool. There's a great little drive-in called the Dog and Suds. One of the original Dog and Suds is still around, and it's in Tomahawk, and it's every time I've been by there, it's been packed.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
So if you go up that way, and then from Tomahawk, if you cut over on Highway 86, first of all, there's a couple of cranberry bogs there, so you get a brilliant red from those bogs.
Yeah,
this is a great time of year for that too.
For sure.
Cranberry festivals and everything. We already had Cran Fest and some others, but 'tis the season. And then you go to Timms Hill, which is the highest point in Wisconsin, 1,951.5 feet.
Wow.
Yeah,
Don't miss that 0.5.
Very exacting. And there's a cool wooden tower on top of that. So if you go up that tower, and that's over 50 feet high, you're over 2,000 feet above sea level. And if Timms Hill was 49 feet higher, it would be called Mount Timms or Timms Mountain.
Okay.
Supposedly you have to be 2,000 feet or higher to be considered a mountain.
Well, then how is Rib Mountain?
Yeah, no, that's a good question.
Taking it up.
You know, very, very fair question.
Yeah.
So, and there's a mountain in Wisconsin that has almost no hills at all.
Yeah.
So, but if you go up to Timms Hill, I mean, the view there is amazing. And you can tell you're at the highest point in the state. Everything is clearly below you. And on a clear day, you can see probably 40, 50 miles.
Wow.
And in the fall, with all of the brilliant reds and yellows and some greens and all the other colors that the trees can take. I mean, I just stood up there. This was a couple of years ago in the fall. I stood up and took like 100 pictures of the same thing, but I just kept going because it was that beautiful. And so it's a beautiful park around there too. It's a county park. And then if you shoot down 13 and come back towards 29 and start heading back towards Wausau, you can detour just briefly to Poniatowski. Have you been there? The 49 latitude,
I've never
90
heard of
longitude.
That. Well, is that like the back way that you can take up north?
Well, yeah, there's a couple of different ways you can get there, but it's just off Highway 29 west of Wausau.
Okay.
You go to the point where 45 latitude and 90 longitude meet. There's only 4 points, and it's the center point of it's the exact center of the Western Hemisphere.
Wow.
You're exactly a quarter of the way around the world from London and the Prime Meridian and the International Dateline. So 90 is that, and 45 is theoretically at least halfway to the North Pole. The real halfway point's about 8 miles further north because the Earth curves a certain way. But the bottom line is 4590 is a major geographic point. People come from all over the world to go stand on that point because there's only one other point on Earth, on land, where 45 and a 90 meet, and that's in a remote area of China.
Whoa.
Is it like one of those areas where you like can't walk straight? Because I just saw a video. This girl was standing on the equator and you literally cannot balance on it.
Really?
Yeah, it's really interesting.
She might have had some substances.
I was gonna say,
no, it was like a thing. They made them walk in a straight line and they like could not do it. And they had like little marbles and they wouldn't. Yeah, it was
I'd be curious about that. I actually have always wanted to go to the equator because I'm such a dork about geography, among many other things. But it would be so cool to stand, 1 foot in the northern and 1 foot in the southern hemisphere. And it probably would be a little different, but the Coriolis effect.
I have no clue.
When you flush a toilet, it goes clockwise up here, counterclockwise in Australia, probably just straight down. Right at the equator.
Well, that was in the video. It was like it couldn't make up its mind on what it wanted to do.
Wow.
I've been there. I've done that many a time.
Okay, so what's the name of this point you said?
Well, it's called the 45 by 90, basically.
Yeah, but you said Poniatowski.
Poniatowski is the little settlement that's closest to it.
Oh, okay.
It's like a mile away. There used to be a bar there that would have, you could sign your name and be part of the 4590 club.
Nice.
And I don't know where that is. I think it's in Wausau now. Like Wausau's visitor center has that.
Got it.
Because they're making a bigger deal out of that and ginseng. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
So you can go to two of the highest points in the state and get beautiful views and then stand in the exact center of the northern and western hemispheres on one little loop that would take maybe an afternoon.
I love that.
Nice.
And what did you name that again?
I didn't give a formal name. I just gave it like the High Points and the Center Point road trip or something like that.
High Point and Center Point road trip. Okay.
Up, down, and in the middle of everything. So
love it.
That's a nice one if you're going to be in central Wisconsin. We can always talk about Great River roads and all that stuff. And they're wonderful, but you got to make up some unique ones.
Yeah,
for sure.
I love that you can do that in an afternoon or maybe take a day. Because I'm kind of always looking for things if I only have one day and I want to hit a couple spots. But sometimes, it's nice to have an expert kind of map it out for you.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it yourself.
Yeah.
It gets you started on stuff, and then you can map out other things as you want. Another great one, we do have like the Lake Michigan Circle Tour here and the Lake Superior Circle Tour. Those both go through Wisconsin. I don't think there's a formal Lake Winnebago Circle Tour, and there should be.
Enlighten me.
Because if you start in Fond du Lac, which is, pretty sizable city in its own right. You could start there at Lakeside Park. You're literally, Fond du Lac means bottom of the lake in French. And you could stand there and look, and it's 30 or 40 miles that way to the northern part of the lake. And to the right, you see all the windmills and everything because you have the Niagara Escarpment right there.
Ugh, I hate windmills. Sorry. That's been becoming so much more prominent in my life, and I'm not loving it right now.
You don't like how they pock up the landscape?
I don't. Well, yeah, they're ugly most of the time, but also I'm horrified that they're just going to fly off.
She has a phobia.
So you do get to go past some windmills, which I wasn't considering that a feature. I was just noting that's the windy side of Lake Winnebago.
Close my eyes.
But if you go east out of Fond du Lac, in fact, right past an A&W drive-in that is doing pretty well too. I'll mention drive-ins anywhere I can.
Yeah.
You follow basically 151 along the eastern shore of Lake Winnebago, and you're up on a ridge most of that time, and you get this really cool view of the lake. And then there's all these great farms. There's a dairy. Is it LeClaire? Something like that in Malone. You can tour the dairy, and there's goats there, and you can pet them. It's a fun stop for kids. And as you keep going, there's a couple of orchards where you can do some apple picking. We've done that for the show in previous years. And you still get that beautiful view of Lake Winnebago everywhere you go. Eventually, 151 branches off to go to Manitowoc. You stay north on 55. You go through Stockbridge. You go through Sherwood. And again, you're on the ridges seeing all the water. And then you can stop at High Point State Park, which have y'all been there?
I have not. I've driven past it on my way to Door County.
Yeah, it's one of the, if you're coming from Oconomowoc, especially.
Yes.
But High Point, well named, you get all the beautiful views up there, and there's a lot to do. It's a big park.
Yeah.
So it's a great stop. And then by that time, you're kind of on the northeast edge of the lake, and you can shoot over on 114 and 10. You kind of leapfrog over the top if you want to detour over to Appleton and check out everything they have. That's a whole episode in itself. I won't go there. Yeah. But you get into Menasha. You can cut right through downtown. You start following 114 at this point. Bare Bones Brewing has a tap room there right downtown, and they've been redoing a lot of stuff in downtown Menasha. And then you get into Neenah, which is a beautiful city.
Yep.
They have a great downtown block. And then if you go by on Wisconsin Street, there's 2 office buildings that mark downtown Neenah that are kind of twins. If you go east toward the lake from there, and I think it's Wisconsin Street off of 114, you go past some gorgeous architecture, these stately old homes and a lot of different unique styles. And right by this park, there's a museum, the Bergstrom Mahler Museum of Glass. Ooh. And you will see the coolest things in glass, like Chihuly looking sculptures and just all kinds of stuff in this museum, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
So you can make a stop there. You can go along the path. It's a drive, but it's a kind of a pathway drive that goes right along the lake to a lighthouse, which marks where the Fox River running through Neenah dumps into Lake Winnebago before it restarts, heading towards Green Bay. So you can go right to that point. It's a beautiful lighthouse, very Instagrammable. And then you
I like how he looks at me when he says that.
Well, so that you can cut back into Neenah and check out the downtown shops and everything. Lion's Tail Brewing is right there. And then you can head south, either on Commercial, which is the original 41 towards Oshkosh, or go out to the freeway and make it faster. Then you get into Oshkosh. And if you do get into Oshkosh on the north side, you got to stop at the Pain Museum. Have you been to the Pain Museum?
I've heard of it, though. It looks incredible.
It is. It is a beautiful art museum that was built originally as a mansion for one of the families that got rich off lumber and other things early on. And it is now an art museum and gardens outside. It's the place to have a wedding in Oshkosh. Spectacular gardens, beautiful art exhibits, a couple of rotating ones, a couple of permanent ones.
I was going to say, they have rotating Ho-Chunk exhibits in there. And last time I checked, they had like the original baskets in there.
I saw the basket exhibits. That was pretty cool. There's a lot of unique things there in it. So it's a beautiful stop. And just west of there on 21, a couple of blocks, is Fox River Brewing, which has a wonderful patio right along the Fox River by Lake Butamore. And that's where they make Blue Bobber, which is one of my favorite Wisconsin craft beers. And it's a good restaurant, too. And then if you head on High Street into Oshkosh, you hit UW Oshkosh campus. There's a lot of cool stuff downtown. The Grand Opera House you can tour. Menominee Park and Zoo right on Lake Winnebago is beautiful. Just south of there is Fifth Ward Brewing. And then Artie and Ed's Drive-In, which is a classic that goes back to the late 40s. Yep. And I think they still skate. Ooh. The car hops still skate on that one.
I think they do. I think you're right, yeah.
And great food. Sturgeon Spirits Distillery is a couple of blocks away, too, and where EAA is at the airport. And then you can just keep on going on US 45, and that hugs the shoreline all the way back to Fond du Lac. So that's a Lake Winnebago circle tour.
A lot of people don't realize how big Lake Winnebago is.
It is huge, and it's shallow. Yeah. It averages 8 feet deep.
Yeah, it's not very deep at all.
Well, those are 2 great little tours that you came up with.
Probably more time than you allocated for it, but I had to get into details.
I like it. So those are some great day trips. I think those are really good ideas. I'm kind of curious for both of you. This is going to be really hard, but if you had to narrow it down, what is your favorite Wisconsin roadside attraction?
A single one?
If you had to pick.
That'd be tough. I'd almost have to go region by region.
Okay, I'll go first.
I know what the most Wisconsin one is.
I think I have one.
Okay.
It has to be a Wisconsin one?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to list this as like one of my roadside attractions in general, but I think that Al Johnson's Goats on the Roof got to be my favorite because you can make a whole entire day. There's so many things to see around it. But when you arrive, you're just kind of like, what is going on here? It's just a grass roof on top of this restaurant called Al Johnson's. If you haven't been there before, it's kind of a Swedish, Norwegian restaurant.
In Sister Bay.
In Sister Bay in Door County, yes. And they do like the traditional lingonberry, like syrup, lingonberry, everything on their pancakes. Great restaurant overall. But when you're walking in, you just see goats on the roof and you're like, what is going on right now? Like, have you guys both been there?
Oh, yeah.
Have you, Andrea?
So I haven't been there. I've been to Goat Island, which I'm a big fan of, but
Yes.
the Goats on the Roof is a classic in Wisconsin that I need to go to.
Yeah,
I
so it's
cannot
actually-
believe you have not been there.
You know what?
it's amazing.
I've been to Door County several times. I didn't grow up going to Door County. So as an adult,
Yeah.
I maybe had been to Door County 3 or 4 times and I just never made my way to there. Or I think when I was there, it was in the winter and the goats aren't there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. They start it with the roofing of the Goats
Yes.
Parade, which sounds more ominous than it is.
Yes.
June, usually the first or second Saturday in June.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're up
here's
there.
like a little history on it just to kind of give you the backstory. But it was established in 1949 by Al Johnson. He transformed a former grocery store into the log cabin style.
That was a
restaurant that it
grocery
is
store?
today.
That's wild.
And yes, to honor Swedish heritage. So a key feature is they dress up in there. So you have the authentic Swedish waitresses who were initially hired from Scandinavia. So a lot of them return each summer to work at the restaurant. I don't know how many they have now, but when it was first getting going, it was a lot of Scandinavian women.
It was
that
like their
worked there.
summer gig.
Exactly, yeah. And so the restaurant became famous for the prank that led to goats grazing on its grass roof. And it just kind of became a tradition to this day with the first goat, his name was Oscar, appearing in 1973.
So
Oh.
basically, Al's friend, I don't know what his friend's name was, but he
No.
basically played a prank on Al
Yeah.
and just dropped off a goat named Oscar.
Yep.
And so that kind of it started as a prank and then they just put them on the roof, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think that they can kind of figure their way up there too.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
part of
yeah.
the roof, I believe,
Maybe they're mountain goats.
maybe-
Well, goats love
Yeah.
climbing.
they do.
Yeah.
It's
They
just
do.
so
They love-
loopy. They have a goat cam too.
Yes, they
You can
do.
watch 'em.
You can watch them in real time.
Yep.
Anytime. And they just go up there and snack and hang out. They keep them in this barn in the wintertime. And it is a very unique thing.
How many goats?
Probably up to 10, I would say.
Maybe I was going to say 4 to 6, but it could be. I mean, they rotate.
Yeah.
You got to
they
rotate
do.
your goats.
Yeah. But you can also make such a good day trip out of that. You go there for breakfast. I would say when it's lunchtime, go for like an early breakfast. Go down by the lake, check it out. Do breakfast at Al Johnson's. Maybe go take like a kayak tour in between that or something along the Lake Michigan shoreline. Go down to Kitty O'Reilly's in Sturgeon Bay. You've been there, Eric?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love Kitty O'Reilly's. One of the best burgers I've ever had. They have a really cool outdoor sports bar area. And then maybe if you're with the girls, hit a winery. We have Door 44 over there, Door Peninsula Winery. Von Steel not too far.
I like
Lots-
wineries too.
Breweries. Yeah, Eric, if you want to go to. A lot of them are distilleries as well.
Yeah, Door started that. Door County Winery was the
Yes.
first to add a distillery. Now everybody's trying that
Everyone.
because might as well.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yep.
And there's some good breweries there too. Peach
Yeah.
Barn in Sister Bay is right by Al Johnson's.
Yep.
And then you have Starboard and for God's sakes, it's my favorite one. There. That's on the other side.
I literally don't know.
Why am I slipping on it?
I don't know. But you can also do trolley tours with all the beer and wine and distilleries. There's a bunch of different options. Maybe your favorite's on one of those trolley tours.
Yeah, they're all good. Well, and actually Egg Harbor has Shipwrecked,
Yep.
which has been there a long time, of course, in 2 different versions because it burned down once.
Yep.
But then Hatch Distilling is right there. And One Barrel Brewing, which started in Madison, has their main tap room there.
Yeah.
And I will give you one food hint. Maybe I should tell Josh about this. They do Pizza Bros is the kind of the least part of the space there, and they make good pizzas. They have a thing called thick bread, spelled THICC, which is cheesy garlic bread, and it is so phenomenal.
Oh, that sounds so good.
I have to tell Josh about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Door
Well-
County's kind of like a foodie destination
Yeah.
for sure.
Bridge Up Brewing. Okay, thank you.
There you go. I knew
There you
I knew
go.
it would come to you.
I hate when that happens. Especially when it's something you like so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
You're
a
like, "Wait, what
restaurant
is
or
it?"
something, and you're like, "No, I promise, this is one of my favorites." So you can't remember it.
Yeah, you start forgetting stuff, they say, once you turn 30. So
Yeah, it's all happening. Well, okay, Al Johnson's Goats on the Roof. That's a really good roadside attraction.
Yeah.
I mean, that one is. It's also
so unique.
So unique.
Yeah.
that is the word for it.
I would say right now my favorite and recency bias is Dr. Evermor's Forever Tron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been to that one, so
I
love it.
We took Jackson there and he absolutely ate it
Loved
up.
it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I just went there. It's right south of the Wisconsin Dells.
It's actually between Baraboo and Sauk City.
Okay.
On US 12. And it's as you're driving, if you're going north, you're going towards the Baraboo Ridge or the Baraboo Range. So it's beautiful geographically. And you can drive past it without realizing it pretty easily. You got to know it's there. And there's a display of military vehicles on the east side of the road. This is by the old Badger Army ammunition plant. So if you see that, you're right by Dr. Evermor's. And you have to go through the little shop. Yeah, it's the best way to go. And you pull in this little side road, you end up at this shop that has just a little bit of everything. It's very weird, and I'm forgetting, it's Skelly's maybe, something like that. But yeah, then you go out back and it feels like you're walking through a junkyard, and then you end up in this crazy twisted metal,
it's crazy
fantasy land.
So Dr. Evermor's Forevertron, it's the largest scrap metal sculpture in the world. So there are taller ones. There's a taller one, but this one I would say is the largest because it weighs the most. So it's 300 tons.
400, I think.
I had 300.
I have 400 ton, 50 foot. That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, 300 or 400.
It's big.
Yeah. Let's just say it's a lot of tons.
An elephant is like 1 to 2 tons.
Yeah. So it's huge. So it is 50 feet tall, 120 feet wide. And basically his name is Tom Every from Brooklyn, Wisconsin. He worked kind of in, like antiquing and junk removal and everything. And he started collecting all this antique machinery and started creating this. And it's just this huge sculpture, and it's taking things like 2 dynamos from the 1880s, lightning rods, high voltage components from, 1920s power plant scraps. There's a decontamination chamber from the Apollo 11 spacecraft. I don't know how he got all this stuff.
You collect weird stuff over the years sometimes when you're in that business. And you network, and it's amazing what you can get. And then it's put together in such a weird, crazy way. And supposedly that main sculpture was designed to communicate with aliens or draw in signals or something. And with all that metal, I wouldn't doubt it draws in signals.
I mean, the vibe when I was reading about him too is he basically made this to almost escape, almost as if this huge sculpture could just lift up into the sky.
A portal to another dimension.
I mean, when you read about him, he said, he basically said he doesn't like the establishment. So I think that's kind of the vibe we're going for.
I don't think someone who's too into establishment would create Dr. Evermor's Sculpture Park. But the cool thing is you can walk around. There's tons of other great metal sculptures. There's a whole bunch of animals and stuff made up out of scrap metal.
My favorite part was the birds. He has this whole garden of these scrap metal birds, and they're all made with, a lot of them are made with musical instruments. So a bird with this big trombone or a trumpet. I
love that.
Little frogs, swordfish. I mean, it's so creative and really, really cool. One of my favorite quotes that I saw, you can read about this guy, and he wrote, "I am Tom Every from Brooklyn, Wisconsin, the junk dealer. And now I am Dr. Evermor, the crazy guy," okay? Because I was thinking about it as I was walking through, I thought about this. Imagine you're his daughter or son, and you go, "Oh, Dad's at it again." He's making this giant scrap sculpture, but he created this really interesting park. And when I was there, it was pretty busy. People were walking through. It's free, so you can donate when you go there. Another cool thing, they have events. So they're having their 3rd annual Forever Fest and Power On. So this is October 25th. 11 to 6 is the Forever Fest, then 7 to 8:30 is the Power On. They actually light it up. So there's light bulbs and different ways to light up the Forevertron. And so you can go there, and there's music, and you can actually do some, you can watch these welders, and it seems like a pretty cool event.
It took a lot of welding to create all that stuff.
That'd
be awesome. I didn't know they lit it up. That's sweet.
It reminds me of Spencer from iCarly. He was just building random sculptures, and you guys, come on. You don't know iCarly?
We were
I know
full
of
adults
iCarly.
during iCarly.
I watch iCarly now. Okay, well, anyway, the brother in iCarly builds all these random sculptures, out of old dolls and stuff.
Well, okay. And is that everything on Dr. Evermor?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. He passed away in 2020, but he had this vision, and I just went. I loved it.
It's awesome. And it's a couple miles north of Sauk City.
Yeah.
Right on US 12. It's very easy to get to. I'll give you 2 more sculpture parks that are roadside. One, it's a little off the beaten path. It's just north and west of Marshfield. Off a county road is Jurustic Park.
I want to go so bad.
Which is, it's another metal sculpture place. And it's a home. It's this older couple, very old now. I think he's 90. You go visit them. The wife makes jewelry and sells it. And he has, there's dinosaurs, there's helicopters and everything made out of rusted scrap metal.
Yeah.
And it's so cool the way he'll show you around. And he's super friendly and he's really cool. And the city of Marshfield actually has some of those creations now downtown and in installations calling it their Jurustic Park Walk. So you can see it in the city and you can see the original out where they are.
That's
cool. I highly recommend that for anybody who's a fan of sculpture because you're going to see some super creative stuff. The other one is concrete.
I've heard of this one too.
Yeah,
I feel like I want to make a list and start checking them all off.
Yeah.
It's right along Highway 13, just south of Phillips, which is the seat of Price County. And it's Fred Smith. Fred Smith's Concrete Park.
Yep.
And it's just concrete stuff with glass, sculptures, glass embedded in it for color and all this other cool stuff. And it's a really neat stop too.
Yeah.
And it's one of the only stops on 13. There's about an 80-mile stretch of 13 and there's not much along it unless you like trees.
Yeah, and I believe that one too it's free to go, and you can. It's just donations are obviously really welcome.
They love donations, don't we all?
To keep it going and everything. Yeah. But the Concrete Park by Fred Smith is another one on my list. It's really cool. What I love is these things are so hidden. They're little hidden gems that you probably would drive by over and over and not even realize they're there. But once you know about them, these people have you have people coming in from everywhere to go and check it out.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like Dr. Evermor Sculpture Park, there isn't a sign for it.
Yeah.
There isn't a sign for Jurustic Park either. There's one for the Art Walk downtown on Central and Marshfield, but otherwise, you have to know to go there. And Fred Smith's Concrete Park, there is a sign on 13, but it's not like it's a huge one either. People could easily miss that. But there are, between that and the grottos.
Ooh, yeah.
That are around. Those are other roads. There's a couple of those. There's the Wagner one, which is up near Melrose. There's the Dickeyville Grotto, which is just fun to say. Right along the Great River Road on 35 and US 61. We've actually filmed there. Yeah. And it's amazing what you'll see. There's a religious component to those.
A reel of a grotto. And I was like, I really want to go to this. It doesn't even look like Wisconsin. It kind of transports you to almost like Australia or something. It does not look real. The
Dickeyville one, you feel like you're in a European cathedral.
Yeah.
And there's some indoor sections of it, and it's just the shells and the rocks and the glass and the gravel that's glued, the painstaking attention to detail on these things. Yeah. It's really stunning.
The Cabin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Counties Association, and this week we are featuring Walworth County. Walworth County is the heart of the Lake Geneva region. Here you can sail across sparkling waters, explore scenic hiking trails, or sip your way through local wineries and craft breweries. Step back in time and discover historic resorts and family fun at farms and festivals all year long. A few cool spots to check out. Yerkes Observatory is home to the world's largest refracting telescope. You can also step back in time at Old World, Wisconsin. In Lake Geneva, a popular activity is hiking the shore path along the lake and checking out the boutiques in downtown Lake Geneva. One of my favorite activities is to take a ghost walks tour to learn about the spooky history of Lake Geneva. There's a lot of spooky stuff there. Sea snakes, sea serpents. The county seat is Elkhorn, filled with a lot of activities. Make sure to visit the Webster House Museum there. And of course, you can't forget that Alpine Valley Music Theater is located in Walworth County. There is so much to do. For more, go to wicounties.org.
The Cabin is also brought to you by the WCA Group Health Trust. Serving local governments and school districts, the WCA Group Health Trust partners closely with members to fulfill their employee health benefit obligations in a fiscally responsible manner. Learn more at wcaght.org. Some other ones I have that are more well-known, but you have the world's largest fish in Hayward. So it's a giant fiberglass muskie. Yep. I'm arguing this is a good roadside attraction, but also a good day trip because you could just kind of head around the Hayward area. You can go up north a little further if you want to hit the Eagle River, Rhinelander area.
Well, and in Hayward, that's the fish is in the International Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And if you want fish stories, you're going to get them there.
Yep.
But you can stand in the mouth of that muskie and stand. You're 41 feet high above the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Get a cool view. And inside the fish is a big long staircase with a lot of the records of what people caught in there. So that's a lot of fun. And they have the lumberjack shows there throughout the summer, which is nice.
And there's a big lumberjack like sculpture too it's like right in between Saint Germain and Eagle River. So if you're driving from Saint Germain to Eagle River, vice versa, you're gonna see the guy with the fishing pole and he's like, ooh, like the big
he's how?
guy.
What's he doing?
He's like that with his teeth, like that.
He's like,
yeah, like that. You also have Pinky the pink elephant in Forest. You can't miss that one.
That's right near Madison. Yeah, it's exit 126, which they call it Vienna now.
Oh, yeah.
The most Insta-worthy exit in Wisconsin. I've seen that billboard a couple of times.
Yeah, I was trying to look up to see if there was a story behind the elephant, but I really think it's just a tourist attraction.
Yeah, they put it up in the 60s to draw people, and it's... And it, pink elephants are. The joke was many years ago, if you were drunk, you saw pink elephants.
Well, that makes sense for Wisconsin then.
Yeah. My parents actually had a board game called Pass Out back in the 70s. Oh, and the cards, like in Monopoly, there's a community chest and chance cards. They had pink elephant cards where you had to do tongue twisters.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, apparently there's a really good place to get pie nearby called Norske Nook or
Norske Nook, yeah.
Norske Nook.
The original is in Osseo, and it's a great place. And they have one in Rice Lake and one in DeForest.
Yeah, it says 5 miles away from Pinky, so you could check that out. World's largest talking loon, which we were trying to figure this out last time because someone was like, talking loon?
It's a talking one? I just thought it was the largest loon in general.
It's called World's Largest Talking Loon in Mercer.
The loon has a name.
Loon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Claire.
Yep. And then you also have the turtle flambeau flowage right nearby. So you could paddle down that, try to find a real loon if you wanted to. Maybe not this time of year. It might be a little cold.
Are they called the loon capital of the world?
Yeah, there was a study that said that there was more loons there just than anywhere else, which I thought was shocking.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know why they
I still don't know why they call it a talking loon. Like,
I've never heard Claire talk, but I've never actually walked up to it and tried to get it to talk. You know what animal will talk to you?
What animal?
Is Chatty Belle.
Oh, you love this one.
You love Chatty Belle.
The world's largest talking cow. You can't get more Wisconsin than that.
Yeah.
I found out about it. I was in LA listening to K-Rock, which is this legendary alternative station. And the morning show, Kevin and Bean, they talked about that because they went on a road trip around America. And I just happened to be listening like, we're going to go to Wisconsin, right? Yeah. They have the world's largest talking cow there. I don't know anything about it, but I guarantee you it's 600 miles from anything else. And they weren't inaccurate on that. But yeah, that's how I found out about Chatty Belle. And when it's working, you put a quarter in and Chatty will moo at you.
Where is Chatty Belle?
It's just on the east edge of Neillsville, seat of Clark County, on US 10, which also has, and I've mentioned this before on this podcast, the Wisconsin house that was at the New York World's Fair in the 60s was moved to that site right next to Chatty Belle, and 2 radio stations operate out of it to this day. Yeah. And it's a really cool 60s looking building.
Yeah. So. One that you'll like, Andrea, and I think this is great for like any coffee connoisseur. There's 2 coffee cup sculptures in Milwaukee. And I didn't know about them. Did you know about them?
know.
Well, there's one on Vliet.
Yep. And that's the one on the roof of the Caradero Club Pizza. It used to be a pizza place.
The one on Vliet?
Yep. That's what it says.
Well, what does the Vliet one look like?
It's a big cup and saucer that's kind of tilted on the front edge of the roof.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. And then the other one's on top of the Stone Creek Coffee Factory on North 5th Street.
So that makes sense, right by the intermodal.
So they just both have giant coffee cups on top. So I'm like, well, you can hit your coffee at Stone Creek and then go see the other one.
Yeah, and admire the coffee sculpture.
Yeah.
Wait, so Eric, what is your favorite roadside attraction?
Oh boy, I don't know. I gravitate to Chatty Belle because it is so Wisconsin. But I mean, there's an absolute ton of them. I'm fascinated by one roadside attraction called the Halfway Tree.
Ooh.
It's about where Highway 81 almost meets up with 11, west of Beloit, east of Monroe. And it's this tree that's been there for hundreds of years. And the Native Americans said that tree was the halfway point from the Mississippi River to Lake Michigan.
Oh.
I don't know how they would calculate that back in the day. It is about halfway, roughly.
I was going to say, does it seem accurate?
But they fenced it off, and it's called the halfway tree. Huh. And just from a geographic and history standpoint, that fascinates me.
So it's just like a big tree, like in the middle of nothing?
It's a grand tree. No, there's a farm there.
Okay.
And everything. But it's just, out of all the trees in the state, there are billions of them.
Yeah.
They picked that tree and they're like, that's the halfway tree.
Is there a little plaque there?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, is it like a cool tree?
There's a marker there describing it. Every time I'm on my way to Monroe, when I go through Beloit, I see the halfway tree.
I was going to say, if anyone listening wants to go to the halfway tree, are there things around there you suggest making a day trip out of?
Well, I love going to Monroe because they have two breweries there. I think Bulquarian's still there, but Minhas Brewery is there, and they've added a distillery. It's the Swiss cheese capital. And you can go to their downtown, which has it. Downtown Monroe looks like a movie set. If you did a Hollywood Americana downtown movie set, it's Monroe. The Greene County Courthouse is the coolest looking courthouse in the state. And I'll fight anybody who disagrees.
Well, that could be a roadside attraction too.
Yeah, totally is. It's beautiful. It's where 11, 59, 69, 81 all come together.
Okay.
And there's a great restaurant there called... Boy, I must be getting Alzheimer's now. What's it called?
It's just the brain fog. The fall brain fog.
It might be. Baumgartner's is the name of the restaurant. And they serve classic Limburger sandwiches. I get the salami and brick because I care about my breath. But it's a great classic place. And it's a lovely town. It's a beautiful little town. The Alpendale Cheese Shop is right there. And, you're in Greene County, which is one of the cheese capitals. And certainly for Swiss things. And then New Glarus is right near there. So if you kind of did a Beloit, Janesville, New Glarus, Monroe, that's a square you can make, or a circle, with a lot of fun attractions.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Wisconsin have like a giant cheese sculpture? Has anyone ever thought to do that?
That's a good question.
They do have the cheese castle.
There
is a mouse holding some cheese at the Mars Cheese Castle.
I guess, but it's like not big. Like, I want a giant cheese head when I'm driving up to Green Bay.
Maybe this is your moment, Megan. Maybe this is your next project.
That actually would
I'm trademarking it right now.
Well, we could talk about this idea here. It's all on tape. As you enter Wisconsin from I-94 from Illinois, there isn't even a sign right now that says Wisconsin.
No,
right?
There's not. It's just the road sign that says Milwaukee.
It says exit 0. Yeah. They should have, right before the rest area or right at the state line, a massive, giant wedge of cheese.
I'm going to propose this to someone. Yeah. And I'm going to get royalties from it.
I don't know how you get the royalties from it, but it's a great idea. Yeah. And I could see that. That would be something you could see from like Google Maps.
So many, even if you just put one in the heart of Green Bay, like a big cheese head, so many people would take pictures.
They are close to that though. Have you seen the I Cheese Green Bay? I Love Green Bay thing? They put up, everybody wants to have one of those Instagrammable things you can stand on or put your head
like
through.
Like the love sign.
Yeah.
Like the love sign. Sheboygan has a great one, Malibu of the Midwest with a big wave by the beach, and you can take your picture there. So there's a big I Heart Green Bay with a big thing of cheese on that. That's right along the Fox River on the eastern side of it at Hagermeister Park.
We need more of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We do.
All right. I have one. I'm very curious if you know about this one, Eric. I feel like you know most roadside attractions. Have you heard of the world's heaviest ball of twine? I've heard of it. I don't know where it is. Oh, okay. Well, it's in Douglas County. So the town of Highland. Wow. Okay. Yeah. If it's not along US 53 in Douglas County, I probably haven't seen it. There's Superior, there's Amnicon Falls State Park, there's Pattison, and then there's the highway. We've stayed in Solon Springs because we filmed there one time on the coldest shoot I've ever done on this show. 37 below wind chill. Whoa. Yeah, ice fishing.
Did you say largest ball of twine or heaviest?
It's the heaviest.
Okay, because I was like, the largest one is in Minnesota.
Yeah, and this is the heaviest. What's weird? I've seen that one on a road trip. A heaviest ball of twine. Yeah, and now I feel bad. I don't actually know how heavy it is, but it's very heavy, apparently.
Do you think it's heavier than Dr. Evermore's.
No way.
No way.
No way. There's no way. But I thought this story was really interesting and kind of heartwarming. So it's James Frank Kotera. People called him JFK. So not to be confused with the other JFK. Yeah. But he lived and worked in, that area. The time that he wasn't at his job, he would be making this ball of twine. And this was an article by Wisconsin Public Radio. So basically, he was a very heavy drinker, had a drinking problem, and he had this divine intervention with God, and he was searching for a reason to stay sober. Had this conversation with God who encouraged him to stop drinking and turn to twine. So he started weaving twine in and out of a ball in 1979 and never looked back. You can now go visit this ball of twine, and when people would go and visit, he would like to joke and say, "Every day I am just having a ball." That's an Eric joke.
Well, we're filming in Superior.
I knew you would like that. So
shortly, I will have to make that a stop.
Yeah, so it's now located, after he passed in 2023, it's located on the Highland property by the Town Hall and Fire Department. I feel like it's one that a lot of people don't know about, but
certainly not. I don't think. Yeah,
he spent all his time, making this huge ball of twine, and I just think it's really heartwarming that he had issues with staying sober and had this divine intervention, and then he would in his free time make this ball of twine.
You got to find your passion.
And won a world record.
I love that. Do you have a favorite roadside attraction? Because I feel like we didn't hit yours.
No, I said the Dr. Evermor.
Forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that one. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, we kind of talked about a lot of them. I do like the elephant. I wish it had more of a story. Wish I had more.
Yeah, we can make up one.
Yeah, there is a pretty notable roadside attraction in Milwaukee, the Bronze Fonz.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I feel like that's a really good one. I mean, it's right. It's just there.
No,
it's so interesting.
That's a good one. Maybe I take that one for granted because I live in Milwaukee, but that one, it's, really cool. Happy Days.
Yep.
It was set in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I've interviewed Henry Winkler, and he was one of the, if not the nicest celebrity I've ever.
They say that about him all the time. And I met him actually when they dedicated it.
Oh, amazing.
I got to go. A buddy of mine was the one who spearheaded getting the Bronze Fonz in there. In fact, he was Deputy Secretary of Tourism at the time. Huh. And Dave Fantle. And he'd written books about Hollywood stars too, because he interviewed a bunch. And it was 2008. And Henry Winkler was there. Cindy Williams was there. Marion Ross was there. Mrs. C.
Yeah.
I got a picture. She's like, "Oh, I'll take a picture with this handsome young man." I'm like, "Oh my God, this is awesome." So, it was really cool. And it was funny because the statue's a little bit shorter than Henry Winkler is.
Yeah.
And he's not tall.
No.
He's like 5'6".
Yeah. No, yeah. And when I interviewed him, it was during COVID, so it was via Zoom, and he actually took the time. My dad walked on the screen and did a little bit with a comb. And
God.
Did the comb back. And Henry loved it. And they had this great, cool moment together. And Henry actually then sent my dad all these autographed pictures and all this stuff.
Very
and then
cool.
My dad sent him maple syrup because we make maple syrup on the farm. So my dad and Henry Winkler have this bromance.
So they're
I just think
best friends.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Bronze Fonz is a good one.
Yeah.
One of the most famous opening scenes in Happy Days that they did, like in the intro, was him going up to a mirror and going like this with the comb and then going. Like, everything was already fine. Yeah, that was a fun show to watch. It's funny, when I was little, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, every show was either set in Los Angeles or Milwaukee, it seemed.
Yeah.
At the time.
I mean, like Bridesmaids is set in Milwaukee, which I think is really funny too.
And they never made a big deal out of that when it came out. And I didn't see it the night it opened. I saw it the next night, but I had friends in Texas texting me that night. They're like, "Your city's on my movie screen." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
But there were some cool scenes of the city.
We should do like an episode on like film and media.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, there's tons
we
of
should.
that.
I think you would be a really good guest for that because you know a lot.
Sure.
There's
all right, let's put it in the books. Yeah.
Write it down.
Well, I think we covered a good amount. I mean, there's obviously so many more roadside attractions. But
There are literally thousands more.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's hard to pick even a list of 20.
Did we hit all our favorites?
All the ones we could think of at the moment.
Yeah, I know we're all going to be driving home and being like, why didn't we think of that
I know.
one?
You always think of a ton of these after everything's done.
Yeah.
So that's just how it goes.
If you're watching, write in the comments
I was gonna
your
say,
favorite.
You guys are going to be in the comments letting us know which ones we missed.
Yeah, we do want the lists of them because especially like in the Driftless, there's so many little hidden gems, and they're literally under bluffs and around coulees and stuff like that. Yep. It's really remarkable.
Yeah.
Per square mile, we probably have more unique stuff than almost any other state. And that's how the podcast and the show can keep going so long. There's plenty to talk about.
Yeah. Endless things in Wisconsin to talk about.
Well, Eric, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And how can people follow you?
At Eric Paulsen 70 is my Instagram, my road trip website at State Trunk Tour, and Facebook, Instagram, X.
All
whatever.
Good stuff.
You on TikTok?
Not on TikTok.
On TikTok.
Well, thank you as always.
All right, Cabin listeners, that is all we have for you today, but we will see you next week.
Bye. Welcome back. We have a little BTS now of, instead of a Discover Wisconsin episode, we're actually switching things up here. We're going to talk about a different show called Uniquely Wisconsin. So if you haven't heard of Uniquely Wisconsin, we're going to dive into what that is exactly and how you can watch. We're here with producer of Uniquely Wisconsin, Reagan Ernst. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah. Can you give people an overview of what is Uniquely Wisconsin?
Absolutely. So Uniquely Wisconsin is a sister show to Discover Wisconsin. We wanted a show that really focused in on the people behind the places, the stories, the more heartfelt human interest style stories. And so we created the show with that intention, and it's flourished from there. We're now on season 4, which has been amazing, and currently working on season 5 as well. We were lucky enough to win a couple Emmys, and there's just, it's evergreen, the amount of great stories that have come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, we just kicked off season 4. For people who don't really know what an episode normally entails for Uniquely Wisconsin, can you kind of break down the process of you behind the scenes doing that?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's different than Discover Wisconsin in that we work with the counties hand in hand to pick the stories. That means me reaching out to local journalists, news, trying to find people in the county that have done good or have a story to tell. And so that means the counties come to us with some stories. I come to the counties with some stories. Sometimes the county reach out to their entire public. They'll put out a quiz and ask for people to submit their own. And it's just, I think it really engages with the community, which is such a cool part of it.
That's amazing.
Well, oh, sorry. I was going to say, we have some really heartfelt, kind of emotional stories this season. So walk us through what to expect for season 4.
Yes. Every season, when you're telling human interest stories, no matter what, you're going to get into some emotional, heartfelt stories. This season, there's plenty to go with. We have a lot of history pieces. We have a lot of corporations working with Ellsworth. We've got, Trek in the last season. More of the emotional stories. I know the last season we had Ryan Tim, who was a paraplegic who's trying to work to revitalize Ashland County and make it more handicap accessible. Trying to think of more emotional stories from this season.
I was kind of thinking of Slinger Fire Department, one that we had released earlier on.
Yes. Our pilot our first episode for this season was the Slinger Fire Department, which was very emotional. And our longest Uniquely Wisconsin is 15 minutes long because we were telling the story of the firefighters who saved one of their own. And now he is able to come back and work as a firefighter, as well as the story of a massive fire structure that happened within Slinger that they were able to safely dispose of and safely extinguish, I guess is the right word. Yeah. So it was really emotional. It was very hard to film, but it was a great one, and I'm super excited for people to see it.
Yeah.
What are some of the other stories for this season that you think people are going to really enjoy?
That's so tough. I think that there's something for everybody. So there's a lot of variety. I know the one that is coming out, I guess has come out, is Woolly Grazers Givens Farm. And that one is so sweet. It is a bunch of people who were incredibly kind to us and like took us in for the weekend and fed us, and they were just so sweet, and we got to hang out with sheep all day.
What is that? It's just a farm that
Gibbons Farm is like an event space, and it was a farm, and it's like a vineyard as well, and it's a lot of different things. And then Woolly Green Grazers is the farm that works with them and works with the sheep. So they talk about grazing and sheep grazing and how it helps with invasive species. Everyone, Roxy, Brittany, their partners, everyone a part of the process was very eager. And that's probably what I like most about Uniquely Wisconsin is people are so appreciative and get to tell their own story and get to have a lot of control over it, which is really neat.
Yeah. If you could describe this season of Uniquely Wisconsin in maybe 3 words, how would you describe it?
Expansive. We cover a lot of topics, a lot of variety. It's probably the most variety we've seen out of a season. I think heartwarming, in typical UW fashion. It's every single story this season has a moment where the heartstrings are getting pulled and you're feeling like you get let into this community. I mean, the go-to word for Uniquely is always community.
Yeah.
It is about the people. It's about, what makes each county unique and the people within it. So
amazing. Well, thank you so much. How can people tune in?
Yep. So Uniquely Wisconsin is releasing every Tuesday through mid-December. Stay tuned. There's always great episodes. And then season 5, look out for next year in the fall.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Reagan.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
See ya.
Enbridge actively invests in projects that foster job creation and contribute to Wisconsin's economy. The Line 5 segment relocation project will create 700 family-supporting union jobs and generate over $100 million in construction-related local spending. That's in addition to $35 million in annual property taxes and more than $27 million in total wages paid Wisconsin-based employees. Enbridge is allocating $46 million in project spending for work with Native American-owned businesses and training and hiring tribal members for at least 10% of the Line 5 construction workforce. Learn more at enbridge.com/L5WIS.
Discover the beauty of Northwest Wisconsin with Best Western Hotels and Resorts, your gateway to adventure and relaxation. Stay at the Best Western Eau Claire South, offering newly renovated rooms and an on-site bar. Enjoy meals at the Informalist, known for its seasonal New American cuisine. Explore the Eau Claire Jazz Festival or take a stroll through Carson Park. In Rice Lake, the Best Western Inn offers easy access to outdoor activities. Enjoy dining at Adventures Restaurant and Pub, then go on a Rice Lake fishing adventure or explore the Blue Hills Trail System. Relax at the Best Western Northwoods Lodge in Siren, featuring cozy log accents and an indoor pool. For outdoor fun, enjoy Siren National Golf Club or stop by the Chattering Squirrel for homemade treats. In Superior, the Best Western Bridgeview Hotel is conveniently located at the foot of the Blatnick Bridge. Explore the Superior Hiking Trail or visit the Richard I. Bong Veterans Historical Center. Stay in Spooner at the Best Western Spooner River Place, perfect for snowmobiling and fishing. Don't miss a ride on the Spooner train or a visit to the Wisconsin Canoe Heritage Museum. For a scenic escape, the Best Western Plus Hudson I-94 overlooks the St. Croix Valley. Explore Hudson Hot Air Affair or visit the Phipps Center for the Arts. The Best Western Plus Menominee Inn is ideal for a relaxing stay with an indoor pool. Explore Caddy Woodlawn Historical Park or hike Hoffman Hills State Recreation Area. In Ashland, the Best Western Plus Eau Claire Conference Center is perfect for events. Discover the Ashland Mural Walk or enjoy the Apostle Islands Cruise. Adventure awaits in Northwest Wisconsin with Best Western. Book your stay at bestwestern.com.
Have you been dreaming of a custom building that fits your exact needs but don't know where to start? Whether it's a garage, workshop, or even a dream home, Pinno Buildings can make your vision a reality. With nearly 50 years of experience, their team of experts specializes in creating high-quality, durable structures designed to last. From the foundation up, Pinno works with you every step of the way to ensure your building is built to your exact specifications. If you're planning a large space for growing your business or a cozy little cabin to get away from it all, Pinno Buildings has you covered with customizable designs that fit your unique needs. Whether it's for homes, shops, barns, stables, commercial spaces, and so much more, let Pinno help you design a building you'll love for years to come. And it all starts with a free consultation to discuss your ideas and options. So why wait? Start building today. Visit pinnobuildings.com to get in touch with their team and bring your dream building to life.
Today's episode of The Cabin was hosted by Andrea Belke and Megan Christian and produced by Andrea Belke. Audio engineering and video teasers by Nick Cardarella and Megan Christian, with social media by Megan Christian. Production support by Gavin McLean. The Cabin is a production brought to you by Discover MediaWorks. To learn more, head to discovermediaworks.com and don't forget to leave a review.